Hey everyone, we are here with Moonbeam this afternoon. Moonbeam and I are out just taking a walk right now. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, so we are getting some healing in while it's nice out. And something I really wanted to talk about that everybody is totally guilty of. I am a trainer. I have been working with dogs for almost 20 years now, and I am still guilty of this. What we do as humans is we don't realize that we give our dog these cues of this is the behavior that I accept, and we don't even realize it. So, for instance, we were just walking. One of my neighbors was outside, said hi to her, and she broke her heel and tried to go over and say hi. And he was like, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it." And I was, stupid me. I let her walk over there and go say hi. But that was really bad on my part. Right after I did it, I was like, oh, what did I do? Right? So I just allowed her to realize that even though we're in a heel, if somebody says hi to you and you're excited enough, you can just go break and go say hi to them, right? She's a puppy, and we are really instilling things in her right now. Let's get away from the road a little. She's distracted by the cars. We are really instilling things in her at this age that we don't even realize. And it's a lot like kids. Like with my son, if I say no about something all the time, but I let him get away with it once, like not wearing his seatbelt or something because we drove to the school up the street, he'll be like, well, you let me do it that one time. Kids are always going to remember the one time and not remember, but realize that there was that one time you let me get away with it, so maybe it's this time. If you're consistent about, always saying, that's not the behavior that I accept, she's not going to push her buttons on that topic or that, subject, whatever the command is, because she's going to understand, mom and dad don't let me do that. That's not how I get to go say hi to people. I only get to say hi to people when I'm in a calm state of mind. I gotta fix her leash. She's much better when her leash, you can see, all I did was adjust her leash. I didn't even add pressure and she started moving. Right, so make sure your leash is adjusted really good with her. Up high works way, way better for every dog. That's where dogs have pressure points, is in their skull. Right, so really just making sure she understands. So we got some bikes coming by, so making sure she's nice and calm with that. So even though she gets excited, right, give her little pops. If I do more than 2 or 3 pops, then I'm going to go to pressure and put her in a calmer state. Now another thing I like to do is just kind of come up by Mount Gowan and, work around cars, just like that, bikes, distractions. Sometimes some people will walk by once in a while. So it works out nice. We can work around, high distractions here. Yep. But yeah, so that was really the key thing that I wanted to kind of touch base on with that, is that making sure that you have follow through and consistency with her so that she understands at this age, this is what I've always done, and it will become a built habit for her. So I've started building all those habits for you, as far as this is how we walk on leash. This is what place means. You only get to break when I say okay, right? So we've done a lot of repetitions of all those things already. Now it's just going to be up to you guys to continue having that follow through. If you let her get away with things now and then, you're not going to see the results that you're hoping for. If you change yourself as a handler and understand, if I'm a little bit more, strong-willed on this, you're going to see a lot better results from her. Just understand, she'll understand that this is just how we've always, Moonbeam. Good girl. Moonbeam. I'll be honest, she's a really good girl. I mean, the hardest thing you're going to have to do is the fact that she is a young hound, and she's going to find something to do with her brain. I highly recommend doing daycare with her, especially on days where you're going to be like working from home, and you're not going to be able to give her that attention, and she's going to be able to hear you or see you once in a while. Because that's really like putting a baby in a crib all day and giving them a couple of toys or whatever and being like, deal with it. She's a baby, and that's really, they don't have very long attention spans. Things get boring really quick. So that's why we do things like turns on walks. Like, people say I have a million toys. And my son has a million toys also, but he still wants to come and play with me and do things with me every day, right? It's not, he wants me to play with the toys with him. He doesn't just want to play by himself. And dogs aren't going to just occupy themselves most of the time. A hound is a working breed. They need a job. They need something to do. So if you're not, if just life, if we don't have the time to put into that, we have to find a different outlet for her. So daycare is going to be your best bet for her. She's super social. So she loves to play. She'll come home. She'll be tired. She'll have some energy out. And then you can just do, a nice healing exercise with her, practice some work with her, doing some commands. You can do hand feeding for dinner, whatever you can to throw in repetitions of commands is going to be how you're going to get her to just have this consistency with you, like she is with me. So yeah, all in all, she's a really good girl. She's very smart. She knows all of her commands now. We're still working on down, but she understands place really well. She's doing great with that. She's even going from a distance. So now we're adding, like I said, distance, how far I can kind of point to the bed and tell her to place, and duration, how long can I keep her on the bed. Okay, so just like this is a good example. Someone came outside with their dog, right? So I'm just going to follow through with that calm behavior, right? I'm not going to get all worked up. I'm just going to follow through with everything I've done. If we want her to be calm, we have to show her, no, just because there's someone there doesn't mean my attitude changed. So your attitude doesn't need to change. Moonbeam, off. Okay, now when she does this, when she starts going above her head, that's a deterrent. That's her trying to kind of get away with things, because she doesn't want to do it. So I'm going to add some spatial pressure in on her and calm that whole behavior down using my body. Okay, got the mailman coming. So right now I just have her, okay, we have 2 cars right here, so we're going to let her kind of just, but even this, so right there, I'm not going to let her pull me ever on leash. I'm just going to give her pop and release. Okay. Right, so she can have time to be a hound, right? If you guys are taking a walk and you go on grass, I highly recommend not doing a heel on grass. Grass retains scent. Concrete doesn't. It is much more difficult. You'll see even if you pass a leaf will retain scent. So that's why they want to smell it, because it smells. So when you're on grass, just give her some time to just be a hound. But when she gets to the end of the leash like this, see how it's like that? Pop and release, like I always call it the lawnmower, right? So she can still learn that she can be outside, but pressure is a no. Anytime there's pressure, I pop and release really fast, so that she knows that means, so we know what pressure means, right? A full straight pressure means calm down. So if we're telling her you can move forward while I'm saying calm down, that's what you're relaying to her. If she's pulling forward and you don't mind that she's not a heel, like right now, I can say, you don't get to pull like that, by using my leash, not just saying, Moonbeam, no, 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 right? She's not listening to me a bit. But when I do that, she sure listens, right? So using your communication line is really important, making sure you know that relying on English is not going to be key for you. It's going to make things harder. We always want to just say, she doesn't listen to me. Well, it's probably because she doesn't understand what you're asking of her. So, yep. Alright, so right there. The mailman, got some neighbors out. Just little pops, so she can stay under the leash. Right, and now that we're back in the Moonbeam. Yep. See, notice the difference when we just walk back onto the concrete shear, where you kind of knows this is where we're walking. Because when we're in the grass, it's usually to go potty or to play. So yeah, all in all, she's a really good girl. You guys will have a fine time with her. She's a fun girl. She's really social. She's really sweet. She's doing really well with potty training. She's only had minimal accidents. And I think all of them were at the door, like we were during playtime. And she had to pee in the middle of playtime. It happens. And she went to the door, and I just didn't get to her quick enough. So she's doing a great job in understanding that we potty outside. So all in all, and that's another thing too. Just that a lot of people, like, she doesn't let me know when she wants to go. It's not that your dog is letting you know I need to pee so much, as it is that they understand that it's a behavior that we use the bathroom outside. So when she has to use the bathroom, she's thinking outside. So yeah, she is letting you know, but it's more behavior marking that you're doing at that point, not so much your dog saying, hey, I need to use the bathroom. Right? So understanding how a dog's brain works and how to, be a leader for them is really important. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. You know where to reach me. Otherwise, we will see you pretty soon with Miss Moon. Have a good weekend.